back to Shrink Wrap Hawaii with Patrice Federspiel. So you were telling us that the trees here,
they're alive. Well, we know they're alive.
Yeah, but I mean alive like they're going to get up and move across the street kind of alive, I thought you were saying.
No. They're just very, when I take my walks in the morning, which I don't do every morning and I should, if I'm walking down in Waikiki or along Diamond Head or something, I oftentimes will take pictures of the ironwood trees, just the way they're moving.
They're all twisted.
The roots, they keep moving. They can't help it. And so I turn them into figures.
Yeah.
Because or I'll be driving down the street and I might see the poinciana and it's like, holding up its branches.
Oh, they're showing one over there.
Yeah, grounded yet growing. So my art is a reflection of whatever's going on in my life, always. Because that's just the way it works, I think, for me. I can't speak for anybody else. So this grounded yet growing is talking about, I am grounded, rooted.
That's called grounded yet growing?
Yes.
I love it.
So I'm kind of rooted in creating my art, but growing, so I don't know what's coming next.
So when you did this, let's say, did you think to yourself of grounded yet growing, how do I show that? Or do you just paint and then see what happens?
I mostly just paint and I get the information about what's happening while I'm painting. Sometimes, on occasion, I'll know what the title is going to be ahead of time, but usually it's during the course of the painting. While I'm painting it, I'll just kind of painting is meditative, so thoughts will come to me, and I'll just know, oh, that's what this is about.
As it appears on the paper.
While I'm painting it, right. And so on the backs of my work, I have a little information. First, a kind of generic information about what the series is, or if it's a hibiscus, about hibiscus in general. And then I talk about what the painting means to me. And then I try to say, something like, if you're attracted to this painting, maybe there's a point in your life right now where you are feeling grounded or where you are growing into something. And maybe this can be a painting, this can remind you of what's going on or where you want to go.
We were talking a little bit before the show about your blog, which I love. You send out this blog every other week, you said. And tell us how you decide what to put on your blog.
Okay.
Because they're fascinating.
Thank you. Well, I do the ritual, the morning pages that Julia Cameron introduced to us, at least 20 years ago now. And I do that regularly. There have been years when I haven't, and I am always sorry.
Can you describe for the audience what that is?
Yeah, to do the morning pages, you simply sit down and write 3 pages. It can be of anything. You can even start by saying, I don't know what to write.
That's how I start.
Yeah. You
and I keep writing that until something appears.
Until something comes up,
right.
Yeah. And it's a really good way of just getting stuff going. So I do it every morning. I do a little bit of reading, and then I do a little bit of writing, and then I might do some more reading. And while I'm writing, thoughts, there's just like strings of thoughts come to me, and so that's how my blog comes up. Or, like I went to Mary Monarch a couple weeks ago, so I do expect to have something about that coming up in a blog, something about that experience coming up in it. So that's how it works.
So then, have you done any art, any painting or drawing from the Mary Monarch experience yet?
Not yet.
So,
no.
But you think that at some point that's going to filter down?
I'm sure I will.
Which brings me to my next question about the muse or whatever it is, the spirit. What do you have certain beliefs about that? Like, how you get inspired? Like, how do you proceed? How do you decide?
Good question. I don't always know. I'm very fortunate in that I have regularly scheduled places that I have to be to paint.
You paint in public
I
still?
do paint a lot of times in public, at least 3 or 4 times a month. I'm someplace on the island painting. And that's really a good impetus for me to make sure I have.
Patrice game.
There you go. Where is she now?
Where is Patrice?
And what's she painting? So I always try to have something in my portfolio that I'm working on, and I prefer it if it's something that I'm really excited about painting, that I really want to paint, but that doesn't always happen, you know. But I always have something I'm painting on that I can draw from, either something I'm teaching in the classes or something that I've seen that's caught my eye.
What's this one called?
This is the Spirit of the Land.
It looks like it's like, I don't know, coming out of the volcano.
Yeah, she's
almost like Pele.
Yes, exactly. She is. She's Pele. She's also giving thanks. The original intention of this piece was that, just of giving thanks.
It's so beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
And be seen, and those kind of colors. It's not just the vividness. It's something else about the way you blend them with something that makes me know this is Patrice.
Yeah.
Right. The way the hair is blending into the mountain and
Right.
everything. And yeah, you do a lot of that.
I do.
Taking people and making them part of the landscape, or vice versa, turning the landscape into people. So is that like a spiritual belief that you have?
I don't think it's so much that. It's just one of the things I love to paint. I guess I sort of believe in like nature spirits, but I believe in spirit around us, within us. We're all connected, that kind of a thing. I don't usually put it into words, I just live it. And I just let it come out in my paintings. But I do feel everything is alive and we are all connected, so.
It's so rich, it's just so beautiful. And it must, when you're going through stuff in your life, emotionally, personally, do you see the impact that that has on your art?
No.
They always tell me, don't ask yes, no questions. Now I see why. So, you mean,
I think for me, art is like an oasis. So there are some people who like to create angsty art. I don't like to look at it. I don't really want to fuel it. So I think for me, I would much rather stay connected to the love. And actually, my tagline is that I paint the essence of living aloha. And for me, that means love. I think love is the essence of not only of aloha, but of who we are and of what everything is, really.
So
I'm just painting the love.
No, I love that what you said about, for you, the art is an oasis.
Yeah.
So no matter what's going on in your life, you have a place that you can go physically and in your mind, where everything is about love and is beautiful, and that must be very therapeutic for you.
It is, and you know, I've never really thought about it like that before, but it's true. I've never really. It is a place that I can go and just. It's sort of an escape, I guess, when things are getting me down. At least I can paint.
Yeah, it's just so wonderful to have that grounding, like the grounding thing.
Yeah.
I always try to find that with myself. Of course, for me, it's running in the morning on Kailua Beach and being at the ocean, and you know, it's just I'll do anything to stay there. That's my goal in life, is to stay there. That's it. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Because I know no matter what's going on in my life, that's going to be there in the morning when the sun comes up.
Right.
I'll be there. It will be there. It's much more dependable than people. No, I love people, but
right.
you know, this is a constant, and it's very soothing.
It is. Well, and it's interesting, you mentioned art therapy. I first discovered art therapy when I was in college, and I found an art therapist, and I did some group art therapy for a while. And it was just very interesting to me. I think a lot of people don't understand necessarily, when you're doing art therapy, it's not about the art per se, but it's just interesting the way it can bring out emotions, or it can explain emotions. I think some people are more visual than others, some are more linear, and I understand things more when I can get them out on paper, in a picture. Even something, though this is The Heart of My Palms. That's what this piece is. And that's just, I found that piece of coconut on the beach, and I just had to paint it. So that's where that one came from.
Is that a little pun? The heart of my pun? You know, think of.
It
don't
is
they
a
sell
little
those?
bit.
What do they call them?
I don't know.
You know, you can eat them. The
Hearts of palm?
What?
Hearts of palm?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Right.
it wasn't meant to be, but.
That was really pretty.
Yeah.
And so, what inspired that?
I just found that on the beach.
Coconut.
The coconut on the beach, just the way it was, and I just held it in my hands, and I thought, the energy of it.
It was
I just
split
had
open
to,
like that?
Yes, exactly like that. I still have it.
It almost looks like a baby, like a
Yeah, or
fetus.
an egg. Yeah.
Yeah, or an egg.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's exactly. Well, no, I have a tendency to make things a little prettier than that.
Yeah. Well, the colors certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And although the colors aren't realistic the way we see them, I don't know. It's more than prettier. I mean, you're also putting.
The life. I'm keeping the life energy in it.
See, now I wouldn't have said that, but that's.
Yeah.
That's the life in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like one of those questions that, I'm supposed to ask. What were your influences? As a young person, did you have artists that you admired most?
Well,
or kind of school of art?
I've always loved Georgia O'Keeffe.
Uh-huh.
How can I not? But there are a lot of artists I love, but I can't say that I've been a great student of art history, Michelangelo, But no, it really wasn't until I was in my 40s that I really started taking my art seriously, because I didn't want to be a starving artist.
Mm.
So I never let myself go there. But I went on a retreat, and it was a kind of like a spiritual retreat, and the woman running the retreat started me with doing what she called energy portraits. And so I would, for 2 or 3 hours, I would sit down and do a small mandala type drawing. And I started doing them for people, and while I was doing them, I was getting information, so I would write that down too. And that's how I started getting back into doing my art.
Wait, getting information?
Oh yeah, it's kind of like when I'm writing in my journal, and I'm just like writing along. And
Where does that stuff come from? No, I do that journal thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where. Do you have any idea where it comes from?
I don't care. I like it. I mean, what? I don't have to analyze that.
Right.
That's your job.
It has to do with your childhood. You're the
Right.
mother of us all. No, but aren't you curious about? I mean, I don't know what I'm going to think next.
No, I love that. That's the mystery. I love that.
But then you were talking before the show started, I think, about being the observer, the witness to your thoughts. How do you do that?
Just watch.
Do you can you control
Oh, sure.
your thoughts?
Up to a point.
To a point.
I mean, it depends on how much emotion gets in the way.
How do you do that? Or how do you try to do that?
I'll just watch what I'm thinking. I mean,
Then I'm going to ask the
okay,
question, so
no.
who is it that's watching what you're thinking?
The witness, obviously. But, well, it's kind of like last night, I went to bed earlier than my husband did, and when he came to bed, I asked a stupid question, in which he let me know what's a stupid question.
He's so shy.
Yeah, I know. And I consciously, even though I was still half asleep, thought to myself, don't go there. I could say this, I don't want to. Let's just leave it. Let's just drop it,
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So
Yes, that's
that's the witness.
the witness.